Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. This is Matt with Green Bar Trading. So I'm on my laptop. I am not at my home office. So I'm going to make this video as quick as possible, but I do want to go over a couple of things that we're looking at for the week ahead. So one thing I always like to start on is the SPY, the Qs, and the Dow Jones Industrial Average. We want to look at these ETFs and find out where market direction might be going. So in our weekly watch list video from last week, we basically called the week perfectly. So if you remember, that was up here. We had formed a bit of a candle of indecision on the daily chart. So you have this doji right here, right below this 470.65. That's what we were working with going in to Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and we rebounded a bit on Friday. Do I think the pullback is over? It's a good possibility that it is. The only thing is we are still very far extended off of the 50 moving average. If we look at the year, every time we got elevated on the RSI, we've pulled back to the 50-day moving average. This did not pull back very far. Now, on the Qs, we saw, a bit of a bigger pullback, about 3.3%, which is a decent pullback. It's not back to this area yet, but we're coming from the bottom of this channel. As you can see here, it's going to make this a little bit easier to see. When we come from the bottom of the channel, we didn't pull back all that much, and we kept grinding higher. So I'm thinking that there's a good possibility that that's what we do. Maybe there's some sideways action, and we keep grinding along up here because we did come from the bottom of the channel. So right here, saw a pullback, 3.3% on the NASDAQ, and then had a huge day on Friday. Bearish engulfing, very nice to see. We broke some important trend lines. It was a good sign. Now we want to see if Monday holds up, if Tuesday holds up. This is important to see if we get that. Coming from the last time we were down here, we saw a little bit of a pullback and then continued higher. So, that's what I'm thinking is possible, is more than likely, because right up here, the RSI was so elevated, we were saying it at the time, it was just a matter of time before the market was going to pull back because it was just up in a straight line. We got the pullback, and now maybe investors will feel more comfortable, buying, because we did see a little bit of less volume. So going over to the Dow Jones, same thing, pulled back to just about the 20 EMA, still very bullish market. Ever since we broke out of this sideways trading, for pretty, 6 months or so, we broke out and then started to make new highs. I think that the stocks that are going to start to do well are the financial stocks like that haven't really gotten going yet. Certain stocks in the value stock sector they just really haven't moved as much as the NASDAQ stocks. The growth stocks have been taking off. So if we see the 10-year Treasury yield, continue to go up, and if interest rates get risen, which I don't think the interest rates have been taken into account yet in the market, that's going to affect the high growth stocks. And then I think the financial stocks are going to do very well in that. So that's, the three major indexes and where the possibility that I see them going. But I want to show you guys one thing here really quickly. And this has me a little concerned. So if we look at the ES futures, on Friday, we had a nice rebound, but we could not break this down trend line here. This is a very clear resistance that is going back all the way to Friday of last week. So you have an entire week here where the trend has been down, even though we saw to the penny this gap fill. So we had the gap fill from this huge move up, and now we're starting to make our way up. I need to see this break. So I want to see during normal trading hours, not just, overnight with the futures. I want to see on Monday this clearly break trend and continue higher, 4,700, and that will break this down trend line here. This is just a resistance trend line. And you can see here on Friday, that last hour of the day, it hit it and just sucked right back down. Very clear resistance here at 4680. We'll have to see what happens on Monday. So I want to wait until I get long on some of my picks for the week. I'm going to want to see that this breaks, and then I'll know that that was the pullback that we saw, right to gap fill, and then we're going to go to new all-time highs, which we're not very far off of. But I just want to make sure that we're not going to continue this downtrend before I get long any of my picks. So let's go into the earnings for the week. A lot of earnings, a lot of really consumer staple type of earnings here. And retail is absolutely killing it. So we'll see what the earnings show. Home Depot we have Target, Walmart, a lot of really good ones here. Macy's, Foot Locker on Friday, NVIDIA on Wednesday, a good week for earnings. So there's going to be some possible moves here that we can day trade. So that's the earnings for the week. Let's go to the economic calendar. Now this could change, but this is what I see so far. Retail sales are also out on Tuesday. So we're going to just watch this stuff here. And then to finish up the week, you have Wednesday and Thursday. This could change. They could add stuff to this, but this is pretty light as far as the economic calendar goes, which I like. I don't like trading when there's, crazy stuff coming up. So let's get into what I see as my picks going in to this week. If the market proves itself that we break this trend line here, I'm going to wait. If we break it, there are some very interesting plays here. One of them is PayPal, and it looks like this after earnings sold off, formed a base at 200 and is now starting to make its move up. I'm going to want to look at this on the daily chart because I want to put in my indicators. Okay. Now, this one just totally fell off, but it is such a good company. The RSI, look at how oversold this stock is. I mean, PayPal has just not usually been down here. So is it a good buying opportunity? Possibly. It possibly is. It wasn't at first. You want to wait. You want to wait these things out. Usually you want to wait 3 days after a stock will absolutely tank like this. Wait 3 days. It's a 3-day rule, and then see if it starts to curl up. Now, what I see here is I see a gap fill to 225. You're currently at 208. This had a nice day on Friday. It's still not really broken out of this consolidation, though. So let's wait. Let's see what happens. If it starts to break, you know you have room up to 225, at least for a take profit. And that's a good move if you want to scalp some options on it. So that's PayPal. Let's see, Facebook is on my watch list. This one really reclaimed the 200-day moving average really well. It only took like 2 days, reclaimed it, and now it's smacking up against the 50 moving average. That was basically support for this stock the whole way up, and then it broke it, and now it's resistance. If the 50-day moving average breaks on this, you have room up to all-time highs. So let's see. Let's wait until it breaks. I want to see it hold. If it holds, that's a very good sign, and we can look for the next legs up on Facebook. And you have earnings already in the back, so that's good. You don't have to worry about it. PayPal, earnings are already away. You don't have to worry about that either. And now a couple other stocks that I'm looking at is Citibank. This is bouncing off of support. It has done so many times. It's trading in a range. You have overhead resistance. You have the 20, you have the 50, and you have the 200. So is this a clean trade here? No, but it has done it before. I don't see why it can't trade up to at least, this range here. And if the 10-year treasury yield starts to go up, this should actually move also. So I do like to spread things out into multiple different, sectors. That's my financial. And then I'm looking at a couple of more speculative stocks. One of them is Tilray. This is the weed stocks. And it looks like they're starting to curl up off of a base. Okay, this was at 10. It shot up 30% since it hit this level. It cleared the 50, it cleared the 20 EMA, and now it has room all the way up to the 200, which is at 17. These things can move. They're heavily shorted. It's just gone nothing but down. And this is a break out of this consolidation here. And it looks nice for a reversal, possible, trade here. And I think there's also some bills that are going to be in the news this week, which can help these stocks along as well. So that's why Tilray is on my list. What else do we have here? Airbnb. This just ripped up and ripped right back down and then ripped up again. You can see here, that's what this stock does. But if it can get over 215, you're in blue sky territory, and who knows how far these things can go. Airbnb is going to be a huge beneficiary of the economy going forward, people going away. It's really looking good, and they had great earnings. The earnings are now in the rearview mirror. So let's see if we can jump on continued momentum. I want to see 215 break here at some point pretty quickly. So Airbnb, PayPal, Facebook, Citi, and Tilray. Now, those are 5 stocks. Like I said, I want to wait until this trend line breaks. I'm going to pull this up here. If this breaks and holds, I'm going to feel a lot more comfortable about getting into those 5 picks. You need the market at your back when you are day trading. You don't want to be buying long going into a major resistance. You want to wait for these things to break, jump on the momentum, and then have your take profit at the next area of resistance. And that's why we look at the charts. That's why we do the technicals. And, we like to have a game plan going in. So if you guys want, I'm going to link in the description our Discord. It's a great group. Every single morning, I post in there, key levels. what we're looking at, stocks, trade plans, every single morning. So if you want, go check that out. And sorry about the volume for this video, but I am doing it on my laptop. I am not at home. So hopefully you still hit the thumbs up for the video. And I'll see you guys back on the next one. Take care, guys.